Morning, guys. Yeah, Monday, July 29th, 2024. Another weekend, Rusty, Rhode Island, and it's getting real close to August, which is going to be van truck month. So I'm trying to get this 36 squared away. So this was the battery that was in the 36, and I charged it. Just getting ready to test it. This is the tester I had a problem with. There's like fiberglass pieces that hold the burner here. You'll see it when they get red. So I'm testing the battery. Whew. Right away it went right down to 300 amps. You can see the coil starting to get red. I'm just going to let off now. So what I'm seeing is that there's only about 300 amps worth of power, and it's advertised as a 600 amp battery. I generally buy like the 850 cold cranking amp batteries. I buy the extra heavy duty ones. This is a Walmart battery that came in the when I bought the 89 Impala. This was in the Impala, and I've been using it because it was still good and I needed one in the 36. I put it in there. I got another year out of it. The date's 11/20, so it's going to be 4 years old, but it just ain't strong enough to start the vehicle even on a warm day. And that was why I got left on the side of the road, because it just didn't have the power to give me more than one crank. Put the battery from the 54 in, which is I bought last fall, which is still a good battery. Since I'm not using the 54, I'm going to wait, and when I get ready to bring the 54 back out to use it next winter, I'll buy a new battery, and this will be the core. So the 36 was out in the weather last night. I just set the tent back up this morning, but had it out in the weather last night, and we had some pretty heavy rain. A lot of puddles here and there, but nothing under the seat. There's no water got up under the seat again. I don't know if you can see how high that water actually got up to right here. The high tide mark is like right there, if you can see that, where the color and the rust changes. It's more of a light brown down here and darker as it gets up. And that's where the low tide mark was. So, new battery installed. Crank once. Same thing. Crank once, crank again, starts up. I'll never understand why it does that, but pretty much all of my fuel injected trucks do that. I crank it a little bit, let off, crank again, it starts right up. And that's not a bad deal anyway, because it helps to build the oil pressure up before it actually starts, which is actually good for the engine. So I don't know if GM designed it that way or what. I don't know. I just know every one of my trucks, that's what I have to do. I have to crank it twice. No smoke, that's just a little condensation. No smoke, no knocking. This motor runs good even though it's high mileage. So the 96 S10 that I bought, was a guy who had a body shop up in Mass. He bought this at the auction, and he was going to put a paint job on and flip it. The S10, that is. But what he found out was the rocker panels and the mounts and everything for the cab mounts were all made out of foam, spray foam, and then covered over with like an undercoat or Bondo. The rocker panels were solid foam. In fact, I did a video on it a long time ago when I was taking the cab and stuff off the frame. That'd be, man, I don't know about you guys, but since like 1999, the years have been just all blended together for me. It's like I can remember what I did in 78, but I can't remember what I did in 2008. So this thing's doing pretty good now. Been out and took a couple of rides in it, went and got some groceries and stuff. Today I'm going to go over to the hardware store in it. I'm going to run it. I don't go far from home, so if it stops, I'll have to come back and get my trailer or something. But it's so far so good. It's not leaving me on the road. So apparently, two issues. One, the battery, and the second being, I think, this water that was built up under here. I'm going to be putting the seat back in. You can see I drilled a hole. I believe you can see that. And that, any water does get in there, it'll just drain down through. And this wiring, you know, I could have went through and probably, see, you got the fuse links and you got the ALDO connector. I probably could have shortened all that up. But it's just the time I would spend on it versus just throw the extra wire in a bag. What's it hurting? It's not hurting nothing as long as it's protected. I mean, you know, time is money, my friends. I'd rather spend the time doing patina paint than going shorting the wiring harness that nobody's ever going to see under the seat. Little Lucky started digging a hole over here. I don't know what she's digging for. She must have thought a bone was under there or something. She's not a big digger, but every once in a while she thinks she smells something under the ground. I don't think I have moles in this area, so not like my friend's house. My friend, he has moles that dig little holes everywhere. So you see what's going on here in Rusty Rhode Island, guys. Just another day out from Rusty Rhode Island. See y'all on Bagshed.